we are here with Hanelle Harris, who, by the way, you look fantastic. I don't know if you want to get a full length of what we've got over here. Now, I must read this because I just want to make sure that I get it accurately. One night, one island, one house, and also one leading lady in the film. Now, what was it like, I guess, working with three other sort of leading men and playing a tough yet gentle character, female character that you played?
To be honest, I felt like a really large sense of responsibility because I did want to make sure she was as strong as the men and she was as valid as the men. I think Polo did a really good job in writing her. She was very multi-layered and she was written as being tough, but she had this real unconditional love for her brothers. But for me, there were a couple of really strong choices I made with her, and I feel that came from my life experience as a woman that I guess a man can't write. So there are a couple of very surprising scenes in there, and I did choose some very different choices to what Polo had written, and I think it really pays off because I think she's very layered and she's very human, and I think you can really understand where she comes from as a human and as a woman. Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. Now, look, it's no secret that you come from a theatre background. How do you think theatre helped you deliver the performance that you did to screen?
Well, you get a lot of freedom, I guess, in theatre because you have so much time to play when you're working on a show, so you get a good 6 to 8 weeks really exploring characters. And I think the wonderful thing about theatre is it helps you to really expand your emotional range, and you really do get to explore your boundaries. And when it comes to doing screen, you have to have all of that emotion bubbling underneath, but you have to find a really beautiful stillness. But you can't, the camera sees everything, so if you're dead behind the eyes, people will pick that up. Your emotions really do have to be right there, and theatre gives you the opportunity to it's your playground as an actor.
Almost train.
Totally. And as an actor, I mean, I went to drama school, but you have to keep training, and there are some of our most formidable actors and actresses in the country. They still say that. They will say that to you. The veterans will say that to you. Never stop learning, never stop training. You have to work on your craft every day, and that's where theatre's wonderful because you really get a chance to do that.
Well, excellent. Well, I guess having won awards already, Orphans and Kingdoms, it's paid off, obviously, so well done. The last question I have for you is, what would you like audience members to walk away with after having watched this film?
It is I think it's a very socially confronting film, and it doesn't take you much. You can kind of look at the news or open a newspaper and they're there, these really young parentless kids, I guess you could say, and they get themselves into a lot of trouble. And I'm not trying to justify what the children in these films do, but Christine Rankin said something a few years ago that really irked me, and she said it's a Māori problem. It's a Māori problem, and it's not. It's our problem as a community and as a nation to foster these kids, even if they do come from a different background, because at the end of the day, they go to school with your kids. You can't just subtract a part of... No, you can't. So, I mean, what do we do? That I hope is the conversation that this film starts. I don't think it looks to answer any questions, but I think it does look to spark a conversation as to, well, how do we nurture these kids if they're not being nurtured by the people that are meant to be doing it, which are their parents. So, yeah.
Well, excellent. Well, thank you so much for sharing. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The elegant, multi-talented Hanelle Harris from Orphans and Kingdoms. Go and watch it. Be socially confronted.
Thank you so much.